Good morning. I am Candace. If you are new here, nice to meet you and welcome. Go ahead and hit that follow. Oh, I'm good now. So if you don't follow, go ahead and hit that follow. Hey guys, welcome. Come on in. Jennifer and I are just going to prep for our podcast episode that we're going to film today. And it's going to be about your content pillars and really why having a content strategy is so important, and it doesn't leave you just trying to figure out what you're going to post every day and confused about where to start. Let me see. Accept. So that's what we're going to talk about. Oh, there she is. Hello.
Hello.
Hey. Yeah, I was just telling everybody that we are going to be filming our podcast episode today. That's what we do on Wednesdays.
Yes.
On Wednesdays, we wear whatever we want and film a podcast episode. Not we wear pink, but you know what I mean.
That is a good plan. I like hearing about that.
Yeah, so today we're going to talk about content pillars, which is something that took us forever to have and understand and like grasp why we needed that strategy, right?
Right.
So we struggled with the throwing spaghetti at the wall and what else? God, trying anything and everything.
Yep.
That was successful for other people, but it wasn't successful for us at all. So I'm excited. Are you excited to pod today?
I have a whole bunch of things that I'm probably going to overshare about on the podcast, so stay tuned for all of that. But I think that it's something, because one, this journey of like podcasting is something new, and it's something we've talked about doing for a while, just as an extension of what we're already doing, right? So it's something that and I just listened to somebody say this morning, well, how do I do something in 30 days in a 10-step process or a 12-step process? And I'm like, but not everything is going to be that. Not
right.
Everything you're trying to achieve, if you're in it for money, if you're in it for getting out of some bad situation, nothing will be done within a clear and crisp 10-step process. You do have to travel through this journey of the ups and the downs, of the roller coasters of learning and failing and then learning some more and then trying again, and just constantly testing different ideas all the time. This is not somebody's going to give you the handout with all of the information, all of the answer tests, right? Or the answers to your test.
Your test. Yeah.
I think it's something that, it's kind of a little joy bundle I think we've developed here, creating our podcast and going live and just sharing all of the knowledge that we've built up over the last 2 years, going to be 3 years. And I think that's something that a lot of people don't like sharing. Yeah. They're either too scared to do it, they don't think it's valuable. But I honestly feel like that is a part of all of this. And so that's just helping to grow your own community by letting them see that side of you outside of your organic reels or organic content.
Yeah, I agree, because like it's so we have such a we have been given a gift, you and I. And in the beginning, it didn't feel like a gift. In the beginning, it felt like a wicked curse. We tried different things. We learned a bunch of different ways. We tested things. We tried side hustles. We had mentors. We joined groups. We networked. We networked the hell out of these last 2 years, girl. We networked, right? Yeah. And we just grew and grew and grew. And not everybody can say that, because some people get the fast wins, which is cool, and they learn at their pace.
Yeah.
Some people quit. Most people quit. And I have a percentage. I have something I'm going to share on the podcast about people, like the percentage of people that start creating content or start becoming an entrepreneur and quit. Like, we have been given that gift, that we learned all of those things
Mm-hmm.
and that we're still here.
That's, I think that just be, and I'm going to reference some other people, but another thing that I saw was call came in. Somebody was saying, I've been doing this content creation journey for 2 years and it's just now starting to take off. And that's the thing, is that you will never win at anything in life if you always quit from the jump. And that doesn't apply just to building business. Content creation doesn't apply just to that. It applies to everything
Right.
in life, right? So I think that keeping that as a reminder in your back pocket to just always keep going, always keep learning. Like the one struggle that I constantly was really angry at was, why am I not getting anybody to look at my content? That was something that I was like, I have to seek out that answer.
Yeah.
I have to find what it is that I need to do to get my views to where I want them to be, from the hundreds or none at all to I'm reaching now over millions of views on my post because I have gone through that step of, well, I did it all wrong here, but then I found answers here. And when I was going through that process, it was like, holy crap, man, this is hard. This is really hard to do. And I don't feel like doing it today, but I need to do it
Yeah.
because I've started something and I'm not giving in on it. I'm not throwing in that towel yet. So I think I'm excited to hear that in the podcast episode today too.
And we both have different paths, but we've kind of been on this path together, right? Like
Yeah.
you still work. I quit my job, right? Like
Yeah.
that was the path that we both decided to take. So another gift that we've been given in the fact that we have different takes, right? Where because some people are always like, well, I want to quit my job to do this. Well, now we have different takes.
You know what? And I'm glad you touched on that topic too, because that is something that I've considered, right? I'm in a position where I have a husband who works and he supplies enough income that could cover my income if I choose not to work my full-time job while I work on creating my own business. However, I take that personal choice to continue earning an income until my job that I'm working in my free time makes up that income and then some. So that one day I can present myself to my husband and be like, look, I've worked my ass off to cover my expenses and then yours as well,
Right.
and ours married couple as a family. And now I want you to also not only not worry about my income, but I want you to work less hours because I've been able to build this thing on the side. And that's a personal choice, right? Candace was in a position she was able to stop having to work a desk job or work a 9 to 5,
Yeah.
and she went all in. And now her digital marketing coaching business is her nine to
Right.
five. And it's
And my
insane.
husband was able
Yeah.
to, like, we were able to take a little bit of an L, right? We
Yeah.
sat down, we looked at our budget, and he quit working after about a year. Hey Benjamin, how
Hi,
are you?
Benjamin.
Um uh he was able to quit his job after a year because we were able to take an L for a little bit, and now we're in a place where we're making that income up.
Yep.
So like, but that has taken, again, almost three
Yeah.
years and it's been a process for all of us. And that's, I feel like, the gift again that we have been given. And I want to keep reminding myself that it is a gift, because for so long I would wake up miserable at no new followers, no new engagement, no money coming in, no affiliate link, clicks, no this, no that, whatever. And I like, again, I want to remind myself that this was a gift and I cannot be upset about it, because goodness gracious, the amount of things that I have in this melon from the last 2 years of wins, of
Yeah.
failures, of meeting people, of trying things that I probably wouldn't have tried. So it's a gift. It's a
It
gift.
definitely is a gift. And I think apart from, I know Candace's thing lately has been asking me, how are you finding the time to do these things? And I'm like, honestly, it's scheduling out my timeline, right? I have to know what approximate timing I'm going to have in order to do something. Also, I've been doing things long enough now that it's not so hard like it was in the beginning when I was trying to understand, how do I get this to work? How do I get everything I'm learning on the digital side to fit into my everyday living life side? And it was insane trying to go through that process, and it felt so hard. But the thing of it was is that I came out the other end of it, is that I kept going through that process. I kept adjusting my timing. I kept doing things after the kids went to bed. I kept doing things before the kids woke up. Like, I moved around my life, and I cut out things that I used to just do because I did nothing else.
Right.
And it didn't make sense, right? So I feel like it's something that is, a lot of people, they feel very lost in their beginning journey, and then they're just like, well, I have nowhere to turn. I have no support. I have no one to vent to. I have no one to complain about, right? Or to complain with. And I think the reason we invented the Social Circle VIP group is because we want you guys to have that community as well. Not only are you on this journey for yourself, but we're here to help you bounce those ideas that you're so needing more feedback from. And we just had a win, from one of our good friends, that a couple of people actually that
Yeah,
we've been communicating
it's been a really good week for a
journey. It's been
couple
a really good.
people.
I'm so excited. Hearing their journey and hearing their excitement on, I've learned and I've done because you guys helped us with this stuff. And I'm like, it's not just us. I'm excited to hear it. We're all doing this together, and we're all bouncing these ideas off one another. And I
For
think
sure.
that has been, having that support system has been so huge for where we are right now.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. And yes, and that is why we created the social circle, because when we are taking, like, think about it, Jennifer, we are taking all the crappy
Yep.
things that we hated about when we started, the gatekeeping and the non-collaboration, and like people just wanting you to buy something in order to learn from them. And it's like, we're taking all of that and doing it our way. And that makes me so happy that, like, literally you can come into the social circle VIP, and not only are you going to have like all the classroom stuff and
Mhm.
the videos and guides and like freaking everything you want, but you have us. Like,
Totally.
you have us.
Yes.
And it's not like, you have to pay $5 to talk to me. Like, we're there. So that brings me so much joy, truly. Like, I can't forget, or I can't, I think it was Alexa on our Monday motivation call after you got off. She actually said, you and Jennifer, I love watching you guys coach. She said,
Oh, really?
I love watching you guys coach because you're just so passionate and honest and just like real about it.
Aw. Well,
Yeah,
that was
I was like, oh my God, thank you so much.
well,
Just
thank you,
because,
Alexa.
yeah,
No, I mean, that's the thing that we weren't getting from some of the other mentor groups that we were a part of. Yeah, they had their emotional side to what they were sharing, and that's great. But to be honest, it was, I always felt like there was still something missing, some unanswered question that if it were being asked inside that particular group, no one would say, well, let me go and find that answer for you,
yeah,
or here's where I can lead you to help you answer that.
right.
It was either well, you just need to do it this way, or it's not doing it the way you're doing it, right? Or something to that effect. So
Yep.
it feels very rewarding to be able to tell you, I don't know the answer to that, but I'm going to help you figure that out.
Yes.
Because if I don't know it, I needed to learn that in the first place myself, so that I can help not only you help your audience, but I can now help my audience of people who might have that same question. And it's not a, like you
Yes,
said,
the
gatekeeping.
cross flow of
Yeah.
learning.
Yeah.
Like, we're not
Yeah.
only teaching the things that we know,
Yeah.
but they're teaching us as well. every day, like every day.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I think that's a lot to be said for, when we learn from each other, we all grow. It's a nonstop growing tree, right? Nothing is ever off the table. You ask us, I know we had somebody in our free Facebook group asking about LinkedIn, and I will be honest, I did kind of falter on LinkedIn because it's not my favorite platform to begin with. So I never looked into as much as I wanted to answer that one person's question. However, I think that the fact that there are people that want to know these kinds of things are just going to help us more.
Yeah.
And I think Candace, like, she started out knowing everything about YouTube and all of the stuff that you can monetize YouTube as much as possible along all of these other platforms. It's the better one to choose, and that's the one to start from. And I regretfully did not start there. And I think looking back now, that would be the place that if you have something that is so helpful, that is so interactive, that you can easily do and just set your camera up to record yourself. Half the videos on YouTube right now are very unproduced, very unclear, unedited. So they're getting millions of views, millions of hits, and that's providing a substantial income for the person creating that video. So I think just in the name of trying something and getting started, start on YouTube. Sorry, that was a total tangent there, but
No, I was gonna say, because it's
yeah,
funny that you mentioned that, and I'm gonna try and bring it back around, I think. But because we do have to start filming our podcast.
yeah.
But I Charlie and I have been doing a lot of DIY stuff. The aquariums, the terrariums, we're getting ready to put orchids in the trees. And we go to YouTube and or Google it, and the videos that come up are very old. They're very old. They're so good, but they're
Yeah.
old. People want to know more up to date stuff. 11 years old, 6 years old, 5 years old. I think the most recent one we found was 3 years old.
Oh wow.
Three.
That's
So, like, and not
point.
that a lot is going to change, but a lot changes in video editing. And, a lot may not change in the information that it is presented, but the way it is presented could be different,
And
right?
compare that to real life, right? If you look back at 1983 movies on TV versus 2025 movies on TV, TV itself has gone through immense changes from how that editing looks, how that was recorded to today, right? And so that's just something to consider, to think about when you're trying to do your content is, do you want to stay stuck looking like this older version of what you want to do today? Or are you ready to do what's right now, what's trending, what's current, and making it feel not so damn old or outdated with the information?
Yeah.
And everything changes, so that's a part of life, number one, and number two, that's a part of social media. That's why it's important to consistently show up every day, to consistently come back and do something different every time.
And
We have,
consistency
yeah,
and consistency is defined by Jennifer and I as your
yeah,
consistency. Not this is what you have to do. You need to do 3 times a day, 5 times a day, blah, 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 blah. We will help you find your consistency, whatever that looks like with your life and your content creation.
yes,
That
exactly.
I just wanted to jump in there because that
I
was
agree.
always something in the beginning. Everybody was like, be consistent, be consistent. And I was like, what the hell does that even
What
mean?
I know. I think I can compare it currently in my season of life right now. I am trying to not watch what I eat, but I'm trying to maintain a more healthy eating lifestyle by changing out the more unhealthy foods for the healthier foods. That is a process.
Yeah.
That is every day showing up for myself, changing out what I don't want to consume and adding in what I need to consume to meet my protein count, to meet my calorie intake, right? All of these choices are everyday actions. Anything you do, just like in your business, is a choice. Everything you try doing every day, same thing. And I think I'm not going to see my progress happen because somebody said, do it this way in this style. what I keep hearing, which I'm loving this, because across all places of my life, I'm hearing do it in bite-sized pieces, manageable pieces for you and what makes sense for you. And I'm like, that's I hear it over here for my weight loss and all of that journey, and I'm also hearing it for building businesses and learning digital skills and all of these things. And I think, and I'm excited about our podcast. So let's get back to that before I tangent another one.
Yeah, we're not going to tangent anymore because Jennifer and I have to go get our
Yeah,
podcast filmed, and hopefully we'll get it out today. So we will put that on our YouTube. Um, so look for that, and it'll be about your content pillars. And
yeah,
I know we kind of went down a rabbit hole, but it really starts back with having a strategy and finding a community, which
yeah.
is exactly what we want to help you with at the Social Circle.
I agree.
So
Catch you.
I will see you soon,
All
sister.
righty.
All right.
Bye-bye.
Bye. All right, everybody. Thank you so much for joining us. Make sure you check out the Social Circle VIP on YouTube. And we've got a couple of episodes out there already, but today's is about your content pillars and finding those. So it'll be a good one. Talk to you guys soon.